we will start off, of course, with our city tour. For those persons that are here from the Discovery, those persons that would have bought their special day trip pass with us, I just wanted to let you know that we have the Gullah Geechee Nation aboard, representatives, I should say, of that nation. And with that said, I wanted to just welcome them and say a special welcome on behalf of the Garden of the Groves. And
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Our tour headed into the gardens this afternoon should be about 35 minutes. The local time here in Freeport is 2:24. And so with that, we should be at the garden at 3 p.m. or shortly thereafter. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back, relax. By now you would have noticed that we do have a little overhead compartment above your seats to the right-hand side of the vehicle. And so if you have any carry-ons that are on board, you would get more than enough room up there. You can just rest your items on board and up on top of your seats. Well, our city tour starts right here at the Freeport Harbor. And the Freeport Harbor has some interesting distinctions. I wanted to just let you know that the depth of the harbor is 52 feet or 16 meters. The turning basin at the Freeport Harbor is 1,800 feet across, which means that it can take some of the largest ships in the world, what they call super post Panamax ships. These are vessels that are larger than the size of the locks at the Panama Canal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are headed out of the harbor, and we will be making our way down the Queens Highway, one of the original highways here on the island of Grand Bahama. And I believe we are in the presence of royalty this afternoon. That is Queen Quep.
Yes.
I just want to make sure and pronounce everything correct.
Got it right.
All right.
So
well, that is the one.
Thank you for bringing me down the highway again.
All right. Queen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you look to the left, you will notice some pine trees. And these pine trees have no pine needles like the trees on the right-hand side of the road. Well, what has happened to these trees is back in 2004 and 2005, also back in 1999, we had some major hurricanes that would pass over the northern Bahamas, and in 2004 and 2005, those hurricanes' names were Francis and Jane in 2004 and Wilma in 2005. Packing winds of 165 miles an hour and beyond. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those winds drove the waves and salt water inland as much as 3 to 4 miles. And with that said, the pine trees that you see without the needles on them, while the Caribbean pine or yellow pine of Grand Bahama is a very salt-tolerant plant, can only tolerate salt water, or its roots can only tolerate salt water, being submerged in it for about 48 hours maximum. That means that those there trees, those standing there trees that you saw over to the left-hand side of the road, their root system would have had to be submerged in salt water for more than 48 hours. Well, the road that we are currently driving on, the Queens Highway, I wanted to just let you know that many parts of this road and the businesses that operate on this street, many of them would have reported as much as 7 to 10 foot of salt water or storm surge that would have flowed into inland on this road. Many of the businesses here on the island of Grand Bahama that were in business before 2004 and 2005, they have yet to recover from those storms and probably will never recover on the island of Grand Bahama again. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I also wanted to just share with you that if you are from the United States, France, Canada, or any of those countries that participate in the United Nations, and if you personally have given to organizations such as the Salvation Army, Red Cross, I want to just say a heartfelt and sincere thank you to you, because having been a recipient of some of the aid that was flown into the islands of the Bahamas after those hurricanes, I want to say thank you from my heart to each and every one of you that has helped out and continue to help those disaster victims around the world. What I said at the beginning of the tour, these are even salt tolerant. So even when they have salt sprayed on them, these pine trees have the ability to survive. And if you notice the bark of many of the pine trees, you will see dark marks along the bark of the tree. And as we drive along, you will notice that some parts of the bush or brush that's on the side of the road, you can see like there was evidence of a fire. Well, those fires are quite naturally occurring phenomena here in the northern Bahamas. We actually have fire season, or the dry season, and many times those fires are due to spontaneous combustion. Well, believe it or not, because of the bark on the pine trees, and also if you notice there is the thatch palm that is along the side of the road. If you look at the underneath, while the top part of the palm is actually shiny, if you look underneath the palm, you'll see it look kind of dull. And you can look at the left and you'll see what I'm talking about. Well, on that thatch palm, there is a powderish substance. That substance is about the same chemical makeup as the same chemical found in dry chemical fire extinguishers. And so the pine tree, the thatch palms, and many of the other plants that are found in the pine forest actually have a degree of fire retardancy built into their makeup. And so they are specially designed just to grow in the northern Bahamas. In fact, those pine trees that you see there, the Caribbean pine or yellow pine of Grand Bahama, these pine are only found on 4 islands of the Bahamas. That is Grand Bahama, Abaco, Andros, and Newport. You may notice that some of the bark is missing from down at the base of the plant. Many times what has happened is that many taxi and bus drivers would say that's because we have lots of accidents. Well, that could be true too, but for instance, like my grandmother who raised me, she knew that if she took the bark off the base of the Madeira tree, many times she would make bush medicine. As we go along on this tour this afternoon, I'm going to share with you some of that bush medicine stuff, because that is a big part of our Bahamian culture. And I want to share that culture with you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Erica!
I think probably everybody has to go there.
How are you?
Welcome, welcome to my wonderful garden.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Where's the little boy?
That's it.
That's
Believe it or not.
He's a big man now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Did you have a nice sightseeing tour?
Yes, Darren is very good.
Good.
Yes, yes.
So guys also. So happy to have all of you here with us.
I'm glad to be back.
It just was a short afternoon.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. I remember he was filming before.
Exactly. Yes. Got a lot of great pictures.
Good.
Hi, how are you?
You have to, now I have your direct email so I can send you something. Yes.
Well, I was getting there.
You have been getting it anyway. Okay, so good, good. So business has been good? Oh, this is Penelope.
Yes.
Peace and blessings. How are you? Glad you're here. So are you native born to this island?
No,
Nassau.
Nassau.
To
My
Nassau
brother
too?
lives here.
Oh, your brother lives here?
Yeah, he's somewhere walking around now.
All right. Malika, she's another Facebook fan.
Okay.
So she was like, "Whip, how do I join you already on the island?" So glad we got everybody.